Thank you, Monsignor. I guess now you know why he is such a great blessing to me. I'm just so grateful that you're all here and grateful for this opportunity to say a few words to you about how Mercyhurst is doing right now. But the president is an important figure in an institution. There are two key figures in an institution. One is the president, and the other one is the chair of the board. And so without going forward, I will acknowledge that the chair of the board is here as well, Marlene Moss. If you know Marlene, you know that when you work with her, you do not rest on your laurels. And so for the last couple of years, we've had a pretty demanding agenda here at Mercyhurst. We just went through our middle states review, our decennial review. It happens every 10 years, which is a major multi-year effort, and quite enough for most universities in any given year, but not for Mercyhurst. We did our middle stage review on the heels of our application, 10-volume, by the way, application for university status, which represents not only an iconic institutional change, but also another huge bureaucratic endeavor. And I know that all of us are pleased to have that in the rearview mirror by now. University status has led to significant organizational change at the institution. Now we have a university that's composed of 3 colleges. There's a College of Baccalaureate Studies, College of Associate Degree Studies, and a College of Graduate Studies. And we have 2 main campuses, campus here in Erie on 38th Street, and a campus in Northeast Pennsylvania. Both beautiful campuses, by the way. And then we have additional teaching locations now at the Booker T. Washington Center, and I'll say a bit more about that later, in Corey, in Dungarvan, Ireland, in Northern Virginia, and in field schools in Taos, New Mexico, and in Vero Beach, Florida. In addition, this coming fall, we will implement not only a new core curriculum, but a new academic calendar as well. New core reaffirms our commitment to a strong liberal arts education, and the new calendar will allow our students to take advantage of more internships and study abroad opportunities, and should also help with transfers. It reaffirms our faith in the combination of a liberal arts education with engagement in the world. This year, the Faculty Senate approved the first ever PhD program at Mercyhurst, and we had just received approval from middle states for that as well. We continue our progress in upgrading our science labs with the new geology lab, and we have work on the renovation of the biochemistry lab for next year. We have begun new health sciences initiatives in public health, in physician's assistant program, an RN to BSN program, a standalone BSN program that we are doing in combination with our Northeast campus. And all these health-related efforts, along with sports medicine and exercise science, come together in a new health sciences school led by our new dean, David Dowsey. I think some of you know about David, but David was a Mercyhurst grad, got his undergraduate degree in psychology at Mercyhurst. Went on to Yale, got a PhD in epidemiology and public health. Went to a couple of schools after that, became a tenured full professor at Carnegie Mellon University. Was up visiting Mercyhurst a couple years ago to say hi. 2 years later, he's moving his family, his research, and his program to Mercyhurst to create Mercyhurst, the public health program. Now, he's Dean of Health Sciences at Mercyhurst. In addition, as you know, I hope you saw it, we opened a new academic building that houses our intelligence studies program, and in our new institutes in ethics and society and in applied politics. In addition, we have created a new Center for Mercy Catholic Studies. We created a Catholic Studies minor and a new campus in Dungarvan, Ireland, and a field school, as I said, in Taos, New Mexico. An interesting thing that we've done is to create the Mercyhurst University at the Booker T. Washington Center program. As you know, we have been trying to recruit young minority and poor people from the area for a long time. Some of them have found their way to Northeast, but many of them have not. And then we decided at some point, rather than trying to lure these people to our campus, let's just go to them. And we started teaching at the Booker T. Washington Center, 20 miles straight north of our campus. Only 20 blocks straight north of our campus. 20 miles would be long into Canada. 20 blocks straight north of our campus at the Booker T. Washington Center. It has taken off. We have 70-some students there now. And it's a great program, and the students are succeeding well. And some of them are already moving on to either an associate degree at Northeast or a bachelor's degree here on the Hill. And so that's been a great program, and we're very proud of it. It really goes to the heart of what Mercyhurst is all about. And the Carpe Diem Academy is another new program, and it makes use of faculty and students and graduate students from our education department and our public health department to provide enriched extracurricular activity and education, art, exercise, and nutrition at several elementary schools. It's like something like 400 kids. You should see it. It's amazing. People show up from Mercyhurst with iPads for all the kids, and the kids get to play with the iPads, do math on the iPad, do other things on the iPad, and then when that's done, people show up with violins, and the kids get to play with violins at these little elementary schools and have a wonderful experience. And there's nutrition, meals, exercise. It's a typical and perfect Mercyhurst adventure, and we're very proud of it. And guiding all of this is a strategic plan. We're not just doing one thing after another. This is focused. And this plan was approved recently by the trustees and by the faculty and by the staff. So, a middle stage review, a successful application for university status, an institutional reorganization, a new strategic plan, a new core curriculum, a new academic calendar, a new academic building, new academic programs, institutes, and labs, all in the last couple of years. And so, it's been an exciting time. I think that we all have a lot to be proud of, because the seeds planted by the sisters all those years ago are continuing to bear fruit. But with all that's going on at Mercyhurst, and lest it sound too much like smooth sailing for the Lakers, it seems instructive if I just take a few more minutes of your time and talk about the broader higher education context in which these institutional changes take place. A good place to start is a recent report prepared by Moody's, the bond rating agency. They currently rate the entire higher education sector as having a negative outlook. Can you imagine? A negative outlook has been the case for smaller private schools like MU and less selective publics since 2009. But now, due to prolonged pressure on the market, Moody's is including leading flagship universities in the negative rating as well. Among the factors they cite are the facts that increasing price sensitivity resulting from stable or decreasing family income continues to suppress net tuition revenue growth at these institutions. All non-tuition revenue sources, government, foundations, and philanthropy in particular, are strained. Rising student loan burdens taint the perception of the value of a college degree, and increased public scrutiny is driving escalated risk of more government regulation and accreditation sanctions. According to Moody's, quote, all but the most elite universities face diminished student demand and increased price sensitivity due to a prolonged period of depressed family income and a dip in the number of domestic high school graduates. These are tough times. I don't think you came here to hear that kind of a message, but this is the truth. This is the context in which your alma mater and all the colleges and universities in the United States now operate. And so at this juncture, Mercyhurst is doing well, but we, along with our entire sector, continue to face significant and prolonged challenges. Is there good news? Yeah, absolutely. The best news for higher education, though it's a secret right now, given the media temptation to portray things in such a negative light, but the best news is education remains the best long-term investment a family or an individual can make. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2011, the average earning of someone with a high school degree was just above $30,000, and their unemployment rate was over 10%. The average salary for a BA holder was over $50,000, and their unemployment rate was under 5%. So it's nearly double the income and less than half the unemployment rate. In addition, 73% of students graduate with $25,000 or less in debt. So a student, a graduate, will make over a lifetime, 40-year career, $1.2 million on average more than somebody without a college degree. 40-year career, that's $30,000 a year. Their debt on average is $25,000. Does that seem like a pretty good deal to you? I think it's a pretty good deal. In spite of the fact the media keeps telling students it's not a good deal. It's irresponsible, but it's the best investment a family or an individual can make. According to Georgetown University, higher education remains the best investment with long-term returns that are better than those of equities, gold, real estate, or bonds. So that truth will eventually prevail, and that's the best news on the horizon. Now, what do we do? The next few years are not going to be easy. What does Mercyhurst do? What does your alma mater do? How do we position ourselves? And when we review the data and opinions of experts, essentially all predict that when it comes to relatively small private colleges and universities founded in the 20th century with a low endowment, sound familiar? Not all will survive. I've said that before, and it's more true now even than it was then. Now, not everybody is going to go out of business. And so if the Moody's, you know, that old joke, if the Moody's factors are the bear, we don't really have to outrun the bear, but we have to outrun a bunch of the other guys in order to survive. But if we do survive, we are going to be extremely well positioned to take advantage of the reduced competition that will result from the shakeout that is certainly about to occur. But we have to position ourselves well to do that. And so, how did your board, your administration, your faculty decide to position ourselves? And I don't think you're going to be surprised about this. Our new strategic plan bets on academic quality and the reputation for academic quality. We're not betting on amenities, we're not betting on climbing walls, we're not betting on lazy rivers, we're not betting on the very finest dorms and residence halls. We're betting on academic quality and the reputation for academic quality. These are the core principles around which we're going to build the future of Mercyhurst University. Even in difficult times, and maybe especially in difficult times, we can never forget who we are and what we stand for. The liberal arts, the importance of being able to respond to a student's spiritual and religious yearnings, and service to others, those three things are of enduring value, and we will constantly reaffirm our commitment to them. The particular approach to academic quality we are taking at Mercyhurst is one that we're referring to more and more as the both-and approach. Many schools choose instead an either-or approach, and as you know, some of you know, this is a rallying cry of a particular Reformation or Protestant orientation, deciding to define themselves as either a liberal arts school or a school devoted to professional preparation. They feel the need to decide whether they are a secular school devoted entirely to empirically defined truth or a religious school focused on faith and revelation as the foundation for truth. Whether they are an art school or a technology school, and so on and so on. At MU, we've chosen a different path. We are emphatically not dualists. We don't think it's necessary or even appropriate to choose between valuing the liberal arts or providing career preparation. Clearly, both of those have a role. At Mercyhurst, we choose faith and reason. We don't have to choose between being a beautiful ivory tower or being engaged in the world. We choose both. We don't have to choose between offering world-renowned academic programs or providing opportunity education at the Booker T. Washington Center. We do both. We don't have to choose between a focus on research or excellent teaching. They reinforce each other at Mercyhurst. We don't choose between art and athletics. Both have a place on the hill. Not only can we do both, we do both. In Erie and Northeast at the Booker T. Washington Center, in Corry in Taos, New Mexico, in Dungarvan, Ireland, everywhere Mercyhurst goes, you can see this both-and approach. It's what makes Mercyhurst and Mercyhurst graduates, i.e. you, special. Because of your professional preparation and your engagement in the world, you were able to contribute on the job the day you were hired. Because of your liberal arts education, you can take a broader perspective and see around the corner better than most. And because of your Mercy education, you take responsibility and demonstrate leadership toward a just world. That kind of education, that kind of graduate is an educational approach to which we are properly committed and to which we can all, I think, be justly proud. I'm almost done, Monsignor. I see your eyes glazing over. You can, between now and when I'm done, you can hold your breath. That's how short. I am fond of telling people that when you read college mission statements, all of them reference something about academic excellence. Many will reference the value of the liberal arts. Some will mention the importance of faculty-student relationships. A few will assert that faith and reason should flourish together. And ours, of course, mentions all of those. But only one that I'm aware of will make a claim about the dignity of work. That, of course, is the university from which you graduated. Freud once described sanity as a capacity to love and to work. It is interesting how closely those two are related. If someone truly loves, whether they love another person, love God, love justice, love beauty, love nature, that love seeks fulfillment in action to transform the world on behalf of the beloved. Love that exists only in the resources of an individual's heart or mind does not deserve to be called love, for it benefits No way. How did such a phrase, the dignity of work, come to be found in our mission statement? For Mercyhurst, a major source is found in the notion that we learned from the Sisters of Mercy. As you recall, when the order was founded, it was generally assumed that nuns would live in a monastery and they would pray. But Catherine Macaulay, foundress of the Sisters of Mercy, insisted that her sisters would go out into the streets of Dublin, offer assistance to those who were sick, as they said then, ignorant and poor. Catherine understood the power of prayer, but she also understood the dignity of work, and that legacy continues at Mercyhurst. And it's my job and Marlene's job to make sure that that keeps happening here. Whenever we transform the world on behalf of others, whether by cleaning latrines, healing the sick, educating the ignorant, protecting others from harm, planting crops, taking care of the earth, designing living spaces, creating art, discovering and revealing the truth, providing warm hospitality, or numerous other ways, we engage in the dignity of work. It is our calling to do so. So this is something about which we are just extremely proud and of which we are committed and which we think deserves to continue into the future. So God bless you, bless all of those who love you, bless our students, and bless Mercyhurst University. Thank you.